want it to happen. Some wish it would happen. Others make it happen. Michael Jordan. There were days I could barely breathe. The weight of accusation, the shame, the fear. It sat on my chest like a boulder. I was being prosecuted, and it felt like my entire world was collapsing in slow motion. I didn't know what to say, what to think, or even how to pray. I was drowning in silence, surrounded by noise. There were mornings I didn't want to wake up because facing the day felt heavier than staying asleep. And nights when I couldn't close my eyes because sleep meant wrestling with nightmares that felt more real than my reality. People say time heals. But when you're sitting in the middle of your own personal storm, when time itself feels frozen, you wonder if you'll ever see daylight again. I was desperate, not just scared, not just anxious. Desperate. Desperate for relief. Desperate for someone to believe me. Desperate to know I wasn't alone. Desperate to believe that this was not how my story would end. I would smile in public, then fall apart in private. I would answer, "I'm okay," when I was asked anything, but I was surviving moment to moment, hoping for a miracle but preparing for devastation. I lost sleep. I lost friends. I lost pieces of myself. Hell, I lost 80 pounds. But parts of my innocence were stripped from me by courtrooms, lawyers, headlines, and whispers. People who once stood close suddenly vanished. And I began to wonder, would I survive this? Could I survive this? That question echoed through my soul louder than any gavel, louder than any accusation. I didn't know if I could carry the weight one more day. But I want to tell you something. I did. I survived. Not because I had it all figured out, not because I was the strongest, not because I never cried or doubted. I survived because something inside of me refused to die. That's something. Maybe it was hope. Maybe it was purpose. Maybe it was just raw grit. But it whispered to me in the dark, "You will make it." And that whisper became louder than the screams of fear. There was a moment, I remember it so vividly, when I looked around and realized I'm still here. That moment, that was the most exhilarating, joy-filled, liberating moment of my life. Not a moment of applause, not a victory in court, but the quiet realization that I made it through what I once thought and knew would destroy me. That was the moment I felt alive again. Not just existing, but breathing deeply, smiling honestly, and knowing that nothing and no one would ever take my power again. Let me tell you something. If you're listening right now, wondering if you'll make it, you will. You will survive this valley. You will walk through this fire. You will come out on the other side. And when you do, you won't just be who you were. You'll be someone new. Someone deeper. Someone more whole. The prosecution may have had a case, but they didn't have my soul. Pain may have had my attention, but it didn't get the final say. You see, we often think strength means not breaking, but real strength It's breaking and choosing to rebuild. It's falling and deciding to rise anyway. I'm not telling you that it will be easy. I'm not telling you that people will understand. I'm not telling you that justice will always look the way you want it to, but I am telling you this. You will make it. Even when your name is dragged, even when your reputation is questioned, even when you lose that job, even when you go through a divorce, even when you lose a child, a parent, or have a miscarriage, even when you lose what you thought you couldn't live without. Because what you gain in that fire, clarity, courage, conviction, will serve you for the rest of your life. I learned how to breathe again. I learned how to believe again. I learned that I am not my worst day, my worst mistake, or anyone else's verdict. I am a survivor, and so are you. You will make it through this loss. You will make it through the silence. You will make it through the court case, the stares, the isolation, the heartbreak. You will make it through the doubt, the despair, the deep night of darkness. How do I know? Because I did. And if this broken, bruised, but unbowed soul can crawl out of that pit, so can you. So today, take a deep breath. Wipe your tears, straighten your spine, and remind yourself, I will make it. Say it again. I will make it. Say it until your soul believes it. Say it until your knees stop shaking. Say it until your faith returns. You're not broken beyond repair. You're not too far gone. You're not forgotten. You are in the middle of your becoming. And one day, sooner than you think, you will look back at this season and smile. Not because it didn't hurt you, but because you made it. And that, my friend, will be the beginning of the most beautiful chapter of your life. So today, I challenge you. Say to yourself, I will make it. I'll get through this storm. And when I do, there's nothing or anyone who can hold me back. You got this. Peace and blessings, Dr. O.